Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, some concerns at Lincoln Public Schools as student suspensions are on the rise.
Plus, the final jobs report ahead of the midterm elections. It's out, and we're going to show you the numbers.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. But first tonight, we want to start with your weather. It got pretty cold really fast.
And some rain this morning. What does it look like for high school football tonight? Let's head on over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins with the latest.
Right now, it's just kind of cool, cloudy, and dry for now, but there is precipitation in the forecast, a sprinkle or two. The heavier rain, I think, holds off until likely after the sun goes down. But kickoff at 7 p.m., 40 degrees, north wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Showers will be possible, but they're just not out there right now. You can see the heavier rain is off to the south and east. That's where that will stay for now, but there is more rain in parts of central Kansas. That will be headed our way. Beatrice, at the Schoen's roofing cam at 6th Street and Perkins, just showing cloudy skies, maybe a sprinkle or two, and it's a chill in the air. 41 degrees in Beatrice, 38 degrees in Nebraska City, 44 in Hebron. So just about everybody is in the 40s and 30s. A little warmer as further south and west you go, like North Platte, Ogallala, and McCook in the middle and upper 40s. But it's a lot colder now than it was 24 hours ago, that's for sure. But the temperatures are going to try to warm up as we head through the next couple of days. But right now it's a little warmer to the west. That's just because it was a lot colder 24 hours ago. But 31 degrees colder in Lincoln than it was 24 hours ago, 36 degrees colder in Nebraska City. So certainly a chill in the air. The wind is out of the north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Forecast hour by hour, temperatures dropping really close to that freezing mark. Rain chance is out there as we head through the overnight into early tomorrow morning. There's also a chance we could mix in some snow as well. So that rain-snow mix possibility is out there. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Rusty, talk to you later. And speaking of wintry weather, the city is even more prepared this year to clear snow.
Yeah, that's thanks to replacing some older vehicles in the city's snow fighting fleet.
We have 12 new what we're calling super combo trucks, and they're called that because they can do multiple important responsibilities. These trucks can do the anti-icing material. You know, you go out and spread the material to try to prevent ice from forming on the streets. They can also lay out the salt that helps keep the ice melted once it is there. And they have these incredible wing scrapers so they can go out and clear arterials.
The mayor says they will be able to clear roads nearly 2 hours faster than they previously could thanks to these new super combo trucks, and also, of course, contracting private companies again this year to help clear neighborhoods. Coming up in our newscast at 6 o'clock, the mayor will be talking about the patented custom brine the city will make for each winter storm. Well, parents with kids who play sports have probably noticed they're getting to be pricier than usual. With inflation, sporting equipment, tickets, and of course gas prices have made it tough for parents to fund their children's activities.
Channel 8's Matthew Mittleiter has more.
For any parent of a child who plays sports, expensive equipment and travel costs are nothing new. But lately, inflation has been squeezing parents' wallets even tighter. Today at the Nebraska State Volleyball Tournament, one mom with a 6th grader and a 3rd grader said their athletic activities are getting more expensive as they get older.
Even for the 3rd grader, there's different shoes for each event, different shoes for volleyball, different shoes for basketball, and then there's the cost of actually entering them into the events, and then we travel to Lincoln for their games, and so it's an every Saturday thing, and we pay to get into the games.
Many parents told me they've started budgeting their kids' sports expenses to afford everything they need.
We know it's coming, and so we try to budget it in. It's something that's important to them, and we think it's a good thing for our kids. This year they had to choose between dance and certain sports, and some chose dance and some chose certain sports, so they kind of have to pick what they really want to do as things are getting more expensive.
Some were also worried about traveling to events, saying the price of gas, hotels, and even concessions has almost kept them from going to games.
Traveling to Lincoln, just the cost of gas alone is that's almost doubled from what we've done before.
Even ticket costs have risen, and several parents mentioned the extra fees tacked on for buying tickets online.
I think last year it was less expensive to get into the games, and this year it's more. And even to come to support our girls here at State, it's the $50 for the family to get in to come watch, which is great, and we're happy to do it because we want to support our team, but it's not something that everybody can do.
Some parents say they're part of club sports, many of which mitigate costs by having teams, coaches, and chaperones travel together and building those costs into the club dues. However, those dues can be hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on how elite the clubs are. Reporting in Lincoln, Matthew Mittleiter, Channel 8 News.
A new report is raising some concerns between Lincoln school officials.
LPS says the pandemic might have impacted kids' behaviors. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto joins us live in studio with more. Veronica?
Lincoln Public Schools says a report shows a rise in suspensions that's believed to be linked to COVID-19. There were about 5,500 suspensions last year compared to around 4,400 the year before the pandemic. Data also shows students of color and those participating in special programs are being suspended at a higher rate than their classmates. Officials says the increase in suspensions is likely due to students being removed from their normal routines.
So students come in without those socialization, without the chance to grow, without the chance to grow with their peers around them, I think has led to many of the discipline problems that we've seen.
Officials admit more work needs to be done to decrease disparities throughout the district. They say that includes more training with staff and school officials. And one goal shared in the report is that the school officials look into reducing suspensions for all students by 20%. I'll take a closer look at this for you coming up tonight at 6.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it, Veronica. Thank you. The latest jobs report shows about 260,000 jobs were added to the U.S. economy.
But this positive news could mean the Federal Reserve will likely continue raising interest rates in order to combat inflation. Here's more.
In the final jobs report ahead of the midterm elections, the Labor Department says the U.S. economy added 261,000 jobs in October, exceeding economists' expectations. The unemployment rate ticked up slightly to 3.7% from 3.5%. The economy is one of the key issues on voters' minds as they head to the polls. President Biden says this latest report shows that the job recovery remains strong.
Well, people are still hurting. We got more to do, but 10 million jobs created since I take office. That's more than any time.
But this positive news comes with a downside. The Federal Reserve will likely continue raising interest rates as it looks to slow the economy, including the job market, to bring down consumer prices. On Wednesday, the central bank hiked its key interest rate for the 6th time this year.
We continue to anticipate that ongoing increases will be appropriate. We are moving our policy stance purposefully to a level that will be sufficiently restrictive to return inflation to 2%.
But that approach risks tipping the country into a recession and putting millions of Americans out of work.
If you go back to the beginning of the year, the economy was creating something like 600,000 jobs a month on average. It's about half that right now. So the Fed's rate hikes are starting to bite into the economy's growth.
Amid high inflation, policymakers fear a so-called price-wage spiral when workers demand raises to help them afford goods, which in turn pushes up prices. This latest jobs report shows that while the pace of wage growth is starting to slow, average hourly earnings still rose 4.7% over the past year. Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
Some crime news now. A mother and son are behind bars tonight after being found with several drugs worth nearly $3 million.
A Lincoln police officer stopped a truck on I-80 yesterday for speeding and other traffic violations and found probable cause to search the vehicle. Police say 25-year-old Daxton Kirk from Alabama and his mother, Amy Kirk from Tennessee, were in the car. They say they found numerous drugs in the bed of the truck.
146 pounds raw marijuana, 2,892 THC vape pens, 179 pounds of hash, 1.5 pounds of THC wax, 97 pounds of THC concentrate shatter.
The total street value of those items is $2.8 million. Officers say they also found a loaded handgun. Daxton is facing several charges, and both him and his mother were lodged for possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver.
A Louis Vuitton wallet with a 4-carat diamond ring inside was stolen from the Lincoln Costco. A 39-year-old woman had been eating in the food court when she set her wallet next to her. Well, when she left, she forgot it.
When she returned, the store reviewed security footage and saw an unknown man had taken the wallet. Police say the 4-carat diamond ring is worth $77,000. Their surveillance video hasn't been released yet. So far, no arrests in the case. Well, hey, it is Friday, much lighter news. Let's get you updated on what's happening this weekend. And it's also the first Friday of the month, so many art galleries across the state are unveiling their new exhibits.
And as the holiday season approaches, some of them are helping get your shopping done early. In Kearney, you can head to Merrymen Performing Arts Center to see all of the gifts available from the Kearney Artists Guild for their first annual Holiday Art Gala. It's on Saturday and Sunday. You can enjoy the works of 20 local artists and start crossing names off the list as you find some perfect gifts. Back here in Lincoln, the Lux Center is back with their annual Gifted Holiday Show, where they'll have gifts to purchase made by local artists for everyone and anyone, like ornaments, jewelry, toys, and trinkets, just to name a few. All items will be available to take home, and there will be free gift boxes with each purchase. It all starts tonight with their monthly First Friday, starting at 5 and going until 8 p.m. and running through December. Sunday morning at 10, there's a different kind of market happening in town. The Sunday Farmers Market is still up and running with 3 outdoor markets happening in November and an indoor market happening in December. Greens like spinach and kale, Brussels sprouts and cabbage will be available, along with potatoes and onions and meats, cheeses and breads. You can stop by and support your local farmers. And if you'd like to honor the brave men and women who have kept our country free, Hastings is hosting their annual Veterans Day Parade and celebration Saturday at 10 a.m. Any and every veteran is welcome to walk or ride in the parade. Community members are invited to enjoy the festivities while paying tribute to the soldiers who have fought in America's wars. And for more information on these events and others, head to our website, klkntv.com.
Still to come on the news tonight, it's something you'll have to see to believe. 2 companies in Nebraska are working together to create renewable diesel out of beef fat.
The details, plus a look at your full forecast right after the break.
Affordable? Yeah, we got that.
Here's an interesting story. Two companies are working together to create biodiesel here in Nebraska. A new facility is coming to Hastings with the purpose of creating renewable fuels from a source you might not normally think of.
The project is happening between the Loves family of companies and Cargill. They say this new facility will support the growing demand for green fuels.
Good smile, Phil. That looks nice.
4 years ago, the city was contacted to see if this facility could call Hastings its home.
As we got to know them and developed the relationship with them, it became clear that we had a good partner here and we were going to be able to put this project together.
We all looked at each other and we said, we made the right choice. We've picked the right community.
Loves and Cargill both say they chose Hastings for, among other things, its pro-business focus.
That working relationship has been phenomenal. Hastings is centrally located, dual-served rail, which is really great for us if we're trying to move our product once it's been created.
As other facilities use soybean oil to create renewable fuels, this one will be using beef tallow or beef fat.
The carbon intensity scoring of renewable diesel that's done by beef fat actually produces a product that reduces the carbon intensity of diesel more than soybean.
Haynes says this would be a cleaner burning fuel for the environment, and Cargill will provide the feedstock required for the fuel production.
We believe this is a fuel that's going to continue to grow. So we are very happy to have this facility right here in Nebraska that's going to produce 80 million gallons of diesel every year.
Both companies say they will have a significant economic impact in Hastings.
Every time a dollar goes into the economy, it'll circulate throughout it. And I think it's going to be really great for our local businesses here. And it's going to be really great for our community and our tax base. So really looking forward to having these people come to Hastings and help with the construction as well as the permanent employees.
The facility is expected to be ready in summer 2024, and it will cost the companies $600 million.
We have more than enough resources right here to develop and to bring down those fuel prices. In Nebraska, we're certainly doing our part to grow biofuels productions right here in America's heartland.
Both Cargill and Loves have a proud history here. We're proud to call ourselves Nebraskans, and we're proud to make this our next investment.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. Cargill says this facility will bring around 60 new jobs to the Hastings area.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
So we had one wave of precipitation move through late last night into this morning. We have one more headed our way, and then things clear out for the game. In fact, the Currency Huskercast forecast has temperatures right around 41 degrees by 11 a.m., 51 degrees by halftime, and I think by the end of the game, 55 degrees, plenty of sunshine, 55. That's just about dead on normal, where we're supposed to be this time of year. So wouldn't you know it, it's just going to be kind of after all of this, we're going to have a normal day tomorrow. Now, precipitation so far, there's still some rain falling in and around Fall City. This was at about 1.25 inches not too long ago. Now it's just above 2 inches in Fall City. So those red colors there, 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and there's even a little stripe here from, notice that, from Hebron, where it recorded just over 5/100ths to maybe 1 inch or more, just barely to the east. Beatrice at 57/100ths, just under 1/4 inch at the Lincoln Airport, and I had about twice that much, and I'm in southeast Lincoln. So, I mean, it really depended on where you were at. But look at this, Aurora's seeing blue sky right now with just a little bit of a north breeze, and it's chilly. 43 degrees in Aurora, 43 also in York and Seward, 44 degrees in Lincoln, 41 in Beatrice, and much cooler where there's a lot more cloud cover, Nebraska City and Fall City in the upper 30s. I mean, handful of degrees away from this being a mess of a snow event. With all of that rain we saw, but temperatures just above the freezing mark, kind of dodged the snow bullet that time. 24-hour temperature change is significant from about Hebron, Lincoln, Omaha, south and east, 30 to almost 40 degrees colder. Bit of a north wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. The wind gusts are out there in some spots, but not as bad as it has been in recent memory. So Let's set the stage here. There's that precipitation still falling, and there's more right here. So this is all eventually going to make its way towards us. Look at that wall of water from Kansas City south and north and east towards Des Moines. But this precipitation here is going to try to make it into our area. So here's 7 p.m., scattered showers, and then it all kind of moves in around 10, 11, 12 o'clock, and it's going to try to change over to a little light snow. But notice the pink is battling it. That's a rain-snow mix, and there's rain on each side of this. A mess. So just because this is really, really close to being a rain-snow mix at the same time, getting any kind of snowfall to accumulate is going to be difficult. So even though that blotch of blue was right over the top of us, this model is saying the better chance for accumulating snow is going to be from about south of Beatrice to Nebraska City south and east. So because of that, I have less than 1 inch for just about all of us, but you go a little further south and east and they might see an inch, maybe 2 inches. Temperatures tonight pretty close to that freezing mark or a little below. We'll say 31 degrees, a rain-snow mix possible, north wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour, but again, accumulating snow is going to be very difficult. The ground is warm and the rain mixing in, it's just going to be hard to gather any steam. Temperatures tomorrow pretty close to normal, 56, becoming sunny, about average, normal day. So if you just sleep through what's going to happen tonight, won't even know what happened. That's what I plan on doing. 60 and 61 on Sunday and Monday, so very mild after we set the clocks back. Election day, maybe a shower Tuesday and Wednesday, and look at those temperatures, 70. So we go from a snow chance to 70 in just a few days. Doesn't that just kind of tell you what Nebraska is all about right there? And then much cooler air may be coming our way as we head towards the end of next week and next weekend, with highs possibly only in the middle and upper 30s. So lots going on over the next 10 days, but it's that time of year where we can get a little bit of everything.
All right, thank you very much, Rusty, for keeping us updated. A positive day on Wall Street to end the work week. The Dow gaining over 400 points, NASDAQ up 132, S&P also adding 51 points. Here are your numbers. We'll be right back.
Tonight, 4 days to go. Which part
Candy this week. Maybe today let them have another piece, because today is National Candy Day. This sweet holiday marks the treat's long history of attracting us with its bright colors and delightful flavors.
The term was coined in the late 13th century, but back then sugar wasn't readily available, so candy makers coated nuts, fruits, and flowers with honey. Sugar was more popular by the 18th century, but the most basic form was still considered a luxury.
I've had quite a bit of candy here lately, so I don't need any more. But what I do need is a recap of the weather.
Okay, well, we've got 10 days full of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. 55 degrees for the high temp, 56 for the high temperature tomorrow. That's after a little rain snow mix late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Then 60s on Sunday and Monday, 70s on Tuesday and Wednesday with a shower possibility.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us.
Have a wonderful Friday night. We'll see you at 6.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
We only do one thing at Comfort Made Mattress Factory: handcraft the highest quality mattress possible. It's backed by a lifetime comfort guarantee. Come see us.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Looking for a truck repair company you can trust? Stevenson Truck Repair is your one-stop repair shop, performing both mechanical and body repairs on all types of vehicles, from motorhomes to fleet vehicles. Stevenson has you covered. Stevenson Truck Repair, just south of 27th and Superior. Proud to be a BBB accredited business.
I got a phone call early in the morning that the theater was on fire. It was devastating. Because we're a small town, we don't have a lot of resources. The things that happen here have to come from the people that live here. It took a lot of effort to get a brand new theater going.
Seeing people come in again, it was very satisfying.
We have a theater because Kathy and the community made it happen.
It's important to me. It's important for our community, and it's important to Union Bank.
I'm Patty Pansing-Brooks, and I approve this message. We must stop the government from extinguishing our freedoms and mandating private health care decisions. And in Congress, I'll stand up for your right to make your own health care decisions.
Not Mike Flood.
Tonight, breaking news: severe storms bearing down across several states as we come on the air, and the 100-car pileup. Those tornado warnings and watches across the South and the Heartland. Reports of a possible tornado outside Dallas. Dallas, Austin, Little Rock, and Oklahoma City all on alert tonight. The 100-car pileup in Denver, temperatures plunging from the 70s into the 20s. This system on the move tonight. Rob Marciano standing by to time this out. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's first public comments since the brutal attack on her husband. What she said today and what she revealed about Paul Pelosi's condition. Mola Lenghi in San Francisco. Tonight with Elon Musk now in charge at Twitter, thousands of workers learning they have lost their jobs after being told to check their email. Reports roughly half the company's 7,500 employees now out of work. 4 days to go until the crucial midterm election. Live coverage all night Tuesday here on ABC. And tonight here in the key Senate race in Pennsylvania, the major headline. After Dr. Oz appeared for years on the Oprah show, tonight Oprah endorsing John Fetterman instead. And you'll hear from her. Plus, former Presidents Obama and Trump both in that state this weekend, showing the stakes in this race now a dead heat. Eva Pilgrim in Pennsylvania. The turnout factor tonight, Republicans need a net gain of just one Senate seat to take control of the Senate. Well, tonight, several key states where the races are now tied up. This is now all about the final ground game. Rachel Scott with the new numbers, and they are close. North Korea tonight flying dozens of fighter jets near the border with South Korea. South Korea's response amid concerns North Korea may now be preparing to conduct an underground nuclear test. Martha Raddatz standing by. Here at home tonight, what the CDC is now warning about the flu, what they're now seeing, the alarming new numbers, and what they're now recommending when it comes to your children. Just in tonight, there is word of a shark attack involving a swimmer. Authorities responding to the scene and making history. The Powerball jackpot now the largest jackpot ever. 1.6 billion reasons to stay tuned.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us as we near the end of another week together. And we do begin tonight with the severe storms in the hours ahead across several states, bearing down on the South and the Heartland, and the 100-car pileup in Denver. More than 25 million Americans tonight in the path of potential tornadoes and damaging winds. There had been at least one confirmed tornado reported outside Dallas already. Parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas in the path of these storms tonight. Major cities, of course, including Dallas, Austin, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, all bracing for the potential of a difficult night ahead. And this was the scene from the same system in Colorado, what they call a flash freeze, causing that major pileup in Denver. Some 100 vehicles, multiple injuries, temperatures there dropping from the 70s to the 20s. Heavy rain and strong winds outside Dallas already today. Dangerous weather heading into the night. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano leading us off tonight. He's in Dallas.
Tonight, a severe weather outbreak slamming the south central U.S. More than 25 million on alert from Texas to Missouri. Torrential rain causing treacherous travel conditions for the evening commute in Plano, Texas. Dangerous and destructive winds already whipping through Dallas, measured to 63 miles per hour, with possible tornadoes through the night as the storm moves east.
This is my concern for East Texas. You're a level 4. We don't see that very often in the fall.
The same system wreaking havoc in Denver.
I was just like, oh man, please don't let me get hurt. Please don't let me hurt anybody.
A flash freeze being blamed for this 100-car pileup on an icy overpass overnight. Temperatures plunging from the 70s Thursday to the low 20s, catching drivers off guard.
Tried my best to stop, but it wasn't working out. Slid into a dump truck, got hit like 4 more times.
Dozens injured, cars left stranded.
So let's bring in Rob Marciano. He's live in Dallas tonight. Rob, there's always heightened concern when the potential for tornadoes comes after dark. So take us through this. What do you expect tonight?
Well, David, you're right. It's always more dangerous when these things carry over into the nighttime. In the fall season, nighttime comes quickly. All right, Texas is getting the brunt of this, but it's a big system. Look at the radar. It stretches all the way up into Wisconsin. We had severe weather reports there, and now the tornado watches have been extended to include parts of eastern Oklahoma, and I suspect they'll extend them more overnight tonight. You see, there's 2 lines there. Dallas, you're almost done. Those 2 lines will come together. Then the Arklatex region in it, eastern Oklahoma, Arkansas, Shreveport. Be on the lookout tonight. Keep your phone alerts on. Keep a weather radio handy. And as this rain band stretches into the Mississippi, which we need the rain, we just don't want the wind to come with it. The dynamics for wind tomorrow should be less severe. This system is pumping up the heat in the east. You're feeling it, and you'll feel it over the weekend. Temperatures 15 to 20 degrees above average, near 80 degrees in D.C. on Monday. We are certainly starting the month of November off very warm.
David?
A country of extremes tonight. Rob Marciano live in Dallas. Thank you, Rob. Tonight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi speaking on camera for the first time since the attack on her husband, Paul Pelosi, about his condition. She thanked people for their well wishes, their support, and amid these growing threats, she said, quote, "There is no question that our democracy is on the ballot." ABC's Mola Lenghi in San Francisco tonight.
Tonight, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi addressing that vicious attack on her husband 1 week ago, on camera for the first time.
It's going to be a long haul, but he will be well. And it's just so tragic how it happened. But nonetheless, we have to be optimistic.
Paul Pelosi now recuperating at home after being released from the hospital. This as lawyers for the suspect, David DePape, and state prosecutors appeared in court today.
What is clear is that he was targeting the speaker, that he did not find her in her home. Instead, he found her husband, and that he enacted violence on her husband.
According to the San Francisco DA's office, the defendant startled Mr. Pelosi awake, soon asking, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" DePape allegedly threatened to tie up Mr. Pelosi about 10 times over the course of their encounter, at one point saying that it was the end of the road for Mr. Pelosi. Pelosi able to grab his phone in the bathroom and call 911. Authorities say when San Francisco police arrived, they witnessed DePape striking Mr. Pelosi in the head at full force with the hammer, which knocked Mr. Pelosi unconscious. Pelosi remaining unresponsive for about 3 minutes, waking up in a pool of his own blood. DePape allegedly saying he was on a suicide mission and was planning to target others too, including a professor and several prominent state and federal politicians and their relatives.
We're not disclosing who those people were.
Tonight, DePape remains in a county jail as U.S. authorities face new questions about how the Canadian citizen was reportedly able to stay in the country illegally for years. And tonight, Nancy Pelosi also thanking her supporters in this heated political environment, adding this.
There is no question that our democracy is on the ballot.
Well, prosecutors are considering showing police body camera video from that attack here at the Pelosi home last week, not only in the trial, but also in the preliminary hearing next month. The DA stressing today that everything remains on the table. Meanwhile, David DePape has pleaded not guilty to all charges. David?
Mola Lenghi in San Francisco all week for us. Thank you, Mola. And now to the crucial midterm elections. Just 4 days to go now. Tonight, news coming in the key Senate race of Pennsylvania, now a dead heat. And this race could very well determine who controls the Senate. Republican Dr. Mehmet Oz appearing for years on the Oprah show. But tonight, Oprah has now endorsed his opponent, John Fetterman. Tonight, you'll hear from Oprah on her reason why. ABC's Eva Pilgrim in Philadelphia.
Tonight, the heaviest hitters in politics preparing to descend on Pennsylvania, a sign of just how crucial the Senate race is in the battle for Congress. President Biden and former President Obama making their only joint appearance of the midterms this weekend in support of John Fetterman. Former President Trump coming to rally for Dr. Mehmet Oz.
And you are going to send my friend Oz. He is a great guy. To the U.S. Senate.
But today, a setback for Oz from the woman who gave him his big break. Yeah, Oz man. Oprah single-handedly responsible for making Oz a household name. They worked together for years, but in this campaign, she now says she's with Fetterman.
I said it was up to the citizens of Pennsylvania, and of course it still is. But I will tell you all this, if I lived in Pennsylvania, I would have already cast my vote for John Fetterman for many reasons.
Oprah saying her vote is about the values we hold dear, the values of inclusion, the values of compassion. In his closing pitch to voters, Fetterman, who is recovering from a stroke, says that experience has given him new fight.
I think if somebody was looking for the kind of candidate that is to stand up for anyone that ever got knocked down, that has to get back up, or any kind of forgotten community, and that's really what this campaign is absolutely about.
Today, the Oz campaign responding to Oprah's endorsement, saying Dr. Oz loves Oprah and respects the fact that they have different politics. The candidate is spending the campaign homestretch reaching out to a key group of voters, suburban women, urging supporters to share his finely tuned message with their neighbors.
So your job is to highlight what are the three things? The economy, crime, and the border, right? 3 things. Don't talk about other stuff than that. You don't need to. Talk about what concerns voters, and they'll come over.